So this is Psychic Warfare for Healing, Part 2. And one of the problems with healing is that the consciousness of the person that you are vampirizing to provide healing to yourself, most importantly, and then yourself again via making more vampires, is imprinted with their consciousness. Secondly, you should never ever heal anyone but yourself. Because of course you're then going down Feigenbaum period doubling, and you're going from sourceness, the one, to the two, which is the Adam and Eve problem, which inevitably leads to the serpent, Samael, and Leviathan, the four, and then of course Cain and Abel, the 8. And then of course the 16, and then into the strange track, the eagle, to be fractalized and turned into fodder for the Jew gods and Adonai, Sabaoth, Yahweh, Tetragrammaton, etc. The human condition out of the Garden of Eden. None of this has ever been explained anywhere, anytime, any place. Good thing I'm the world's leading expert on remote sensing, so I'm the world expert on anything I turn my mind to. Now, of course, if you're pulling healing energy out of healers, a lot of them will be getting cancer or various other illnesses from the nanotech infestation, which of course changes their cause of death to be created by the nanotech, which then means from the conception onwards, the effects of their lives and their energy is then controlled by the cause of death, and for 6 billion, that is the nanotech. So, if you're pulling healing energy out of healers, and a lot of healers have been infested with nanotech if they live across the world by various methods, medical, chemtrailing, food, cosmetics, it's just laced with nanotech, getting it from all sides, plus other things. So the cause of death is not what it would have been, and would have been controlled by the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, royal family, who were behind it, thanks to William Rothschild, the anti-Neo, who was of course killed by Lucifer. The cause of death was Lucifer. And think of it like a pyramid, so all of the 6 billion were killed by Lucifer, because if you kill the person that controls the death of the 6 billion, then you control that person, therefore you control the 6 billion. It's like a Ponzi scheme, like a pyramid. And since I control Lucifer, that means that I control everything from those people who've had their cause of death changed. Now, if we factor in the suitcase nuke that all of the drones, be they alien or DOD, are hunting for across America, then of course the Cobalt 60 is going to wipe out at least 6.66 billion people. cause of death comes from the cobalt-60 produced by the suitcase nuke, and of course who was the cause of that form of warfare? Tim Rifaat on his rent shows, who for decades talked about this being the way to destroy the West. So I'm the cause for that. So all the people that die from cobalt-60 caused by me, all comes to me, which means the effects and the conception of their entire lives controlled by me, the Psylord. You must have wondered why I did the rent show from 1996 to 2019 when I moved to Vietnam. Now, that means the healing energy from those people is tainted with the consciousness of those people. And in the Wheel of Time, the Dark Lord corrupts the male magical energy Sidon to drive all male channelers mad. This is exactly what's happening with people that feed on the healing energy from healers. Likewise, we're feeding on A-listers. A lot of the A-listers have been infested with nanotech, and Justin Bieber is one of many who've had health issues from the nanotech. And of course, if they have sex with people infested with nanotech, they're going to get nanotech. Likewise, though most of the billionaires were warned off the nanotech, some of their relations and family got nanotech, which means if, for example, like the King of Thailand, his wife died from being nanotech, which means if you get one of the family with nanotech, they've all been corrupted. Self-similarity of chaos. So the flow of the energy from healing energy is tainted and corrupted. Now, why are we on the Wheel of Time? Well, Robert Jordan plagiarized a manuscript I sent to Morton Janklow, an agent in America, and I was the cause of the Wheel of Time, which means that from conception and effect, the entire Wheel of Time is anything I want to produce. Cosmic time density. You might have wondered, why would the Psylord allow his manuscript to be plagiarized by Robert Jordan via Morton Janklow, the agent I sent the first part of my fantasy unpublished book to, for this reason. So the entire Wheel of Time books, and now of course on Prime Video, is by cosmic time density my effect. So I can do anything I damn well please from the energy produced by the Wheel of Time. But more importantly, anyone who reads the books, anyone that watches a series on Prime is caught up in being sucked dry by the vampire effect to power me. So you can see, this is the IOU that people get when they steal from me. If you steal from me, that's fine, but I'm a five-dimensional entity, and would I allow you to steal from me because I can see past, present, and future? No. I meant you to steal from me because I wanted you to accept my IOU, which was that Robert Jordan did a wonderful job of developing my original concepts into a wonderful world adding numerous other stuff from June for the magic wielding women coming from the Bene Gesserit, and whole other stuff, which wasn't in my original fantasy book concept I said to Morton Janklow, but I was the cause. It was plagiarised from this seminal material from me, so the entire effect of the Wheel of Time, all the books, are my effect. So all the magical powers in the books are given to me, and me as my vampiric clones, which is you, simply by becoming a Wheel of Time vampire, which is going to be horrendously expensive for all of you vampires at $600. And if you want to get all of the powers of the hero, Randall Thor, that's gone because Melvin's bought it for his Celestial Paladin service. That's what he's bought. He's bought the hero powers, the most powerful channeler in the Wheel of Time universe. But let's get back to the point, healing. Why would you depend upon corrupted, mud-shadowed, interdimensional parasitized via flyers and larvae and a whole infestation? If you go into the interdimensional world, it's just full of vermin. Everything eating everything else. That's why the shamans say it's a predatory universe. Why would you depend upon trying to take the feeble energy from humans who've been eaten, so they've only got a little bit of outer energy bit around their ankles, which we'll talk about when we go into the Mud Shadow chapter, which is brilliant and must be explored in great depth for any healer. Why would you depend upon vampirizing humans who've got so little energy they can't even cure themselves from simple things like cancer? Which of course is their cells reverting to the seminal state, but replicating madly and killing them, which of course can't happen if you've got a fully developed energy body. So anyone with a fully developed energy body that encloses them is immune to cancer and can cure themselves of nigh on any disease, and if they're damaged can simply move their assemblage point into the point where they unmanifest and keep it there long enough so when they re-manifest, that disease has vitiated and eventually goes, which is described in great length in Carlos Castaneda's Power of Silence, where the Nagwal Julian, who of course has been teaching me the second attention. Second attention is the perception of the interdimensional world, and for you American military people, that would be interdimensional remote viewing, so that you can read books in your dream and get the level of detail in dreams when you're dreaming that you get in the waking state. And you think, well, I'm getting all these books and other little detailed things. It's just Julian teaching yours truly to develop my first attention, which of course is remote viewing in the light energy matter world around us, to the same level when you're in the interdimensional world. And then of course you get third attention, which is remote viewing in the 5-dimensional Riemann manifold, which is 5-dimensional space, which allows you to become a Kwisatz Haderach, someone who can see past, present, future, and by observing it in front of every other observer, you control everything. That's why the CIA's Operation Looking Glass no longer works, which we'll talk about in my non-healing videos. So, in this Psychic Warfare 4 Healing Part 2, we're trying to address the problems of trying to vampirize to get healing energy for yourself and more of yourselves, which means you should never, ever, ever heal anyone who isn't a vampire, which is yourself, because then you're going down the chaos pathway, and that leads to damnation. So, rule 1 of healing: use someone else's energy. Rule 2, never heal anyone but yourself. Healer, heal thyself. And to get around that, if you want to heal a loved one, get them to buy a $600 vampire service. If they won't buy it, bye-bye. You deserve what you get.
The world is changing. Who knows how deep the shadow's roots have taken hold here? I have seen 1,000 futures. In every future where I lived, Rand dies, and the only way he lives is if I don't. You cannot afford to fail again.
Someone Seizes comes on the 3rd, which is Binar, female principle, 13, which of course is the Amalek. Why is 13 unlucky? Well, it's the 7th term of the Fibonacci series. 13. 7's, as I say, all the bad stuff. But also, 7 is the 7 Sephiroth of manifestation. Which links up to the 13, 7th Fibonacci series is 13. For those, of course, who've given away their free will, it's the 8th term, which links up with the male principle, because the 6th term of the Fibonacci series is 8, and in Kabbalah, Val, the male principle, is 6. So we see the occult significance of releasing it on the 3rd, March 13th, which also links up with Amalek, the other god that always takes over Jewish creation. Now, that's the top of the Kabbalistic tree, female pillar, and of course who's the seminal female? Lilith, and what's her reincarnation's favourite number? 13. So it's lucky that she's marrying Travis Kelce and vitiating all of her power to give to me, because otherwise one, if one's paranoid, one would think this is a ritual to empower Lilith's reincarnation, Taylor Swift, to bother yours truly. Since that is caused by me, and therefore all the effects are for me and controlled by me, one would think of releasing at that time a rather unsubtle way of inserting Lilith into my effects, which of course are ended with her marriage, which is a slam dunk to Travis Kelce and Shannon Preston, which I'm looking forward to. So, for Taylor, please announce your marriage and get Shannon Preston going as soon as possible. Now, back to the point. Since I'm the cause of the Wheel of Time, seminal cause, all the effects of the Wheel of Time are controlled by me from its conception. And all the people that watch the Wheel of Time are involved in the Wheel of Time, bought the books, are all vampirized by me to give me the powers in the Wheel of Time. You just can't make this up. So you see why I was delighted when Morton Janklow gave the manuscript to Robert Jordan to be plagiarized. So instead of them laughing at me because I lost out on my own ideas, no. I'm not interested in money in, once you've got money where money's no problem. After that, it's irrelevant. Okay, I can't afford a $600 million marriage to Lauren Sanchez like Bezos can, who is the prime beneficiary of Amazon. But if I wanted to get 600 million to marry Lauren Sanchez, I could use the power to get it, you see. I've got bigger fish to fry. Look at Epstein, Weinstein, Bernie Madoff, Diddy, and now Jay-Z and Obama in the firing line. And even Taylor Swift, there's a video purportedly alleged by News Punch of her doing Diddy-like things, which I can't comment on, but that's the rumour, allegation, which may or may not have veracity. But even so, all these billionaires have gone from being billionaires to being dead, in prison, or potentially in prison, or potentially suicided. So as you can see, you can lose money, and being a billionaire doesn't protect you if the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family decide you need to be sacrificed. Now, I've got all the power. I'm living in Vietnam. I'm laughing at the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family from Vietnam, drinking the wonderful Nha Trang Viet Duc. As we speak. And it's the newest brew, so it's nice and fizzy. It makes all other craft beers pale in insignificance. Now, back to the point. Why is he whittling on about the Wheel of Time? No. You can get healing energy, but wouldn't it be better to have a filter where the healing energy is filtered through something that gets rid of all the crap? And the Wheel of Time books. Randall Thor and Nynaeve use the most powerful psychotronic generators on the planet to cleanse the male principle of the poison put in by the Dark One. We haven't got to that part in the video, it's in the books. So, simply funneling the healing energy from the sources, healers, A-listers, billionaires and their family, trillionaires and their family, through the Wheel of Time filter, gets rid of all the crap. And then you've got nice, pure, healing energy to be used for yourself and more of yourselves. Oh my goodness, only a genius would think of doing that, and who of course pays the price of accepting all of this corrupted filth within the healing energy of their own free will to suck it up. Who makes up the filter? Everyone who watches the Wheel of Time, everyone who's watched the Wheel of Time books, and everyone associated with Robert Jordan, Morton Janklow, the publishing houses, and they've all accepted of their own free will. And remember, we've explained the importance of free will. That it makes the matrix real. So in this case, they get the realness of the filth in their matrix of their own free will by stealing from me. And I get all the nice, pure healing energy to be used for me and more of me. So, first of all, collect the healing energy from potential sources. B, filter it through a process that gets rid of all the nasty bits of consciousness. Remember, in quantum mechanics, the original Copenhagen interpretation is that the observer collapses the quantum wave function, but then that means that all the observer's filth is within the collapsed quantum wave function, which makes the infinitely dispersed quantum wave function localized in a certain location. So, with the new quantum chip that's now in use, I won't go on YouTube to show, you can look it up, quantum computing chip. It's a reality. I'll go into all quantum computing and the like, but that's not the remit of healing video. So, first of all, you watch the part 1. Now you get into part 2. Not only does this filter out all the crap and give it to anyone who watches Wheel of Time, anyone who bought the books, anyone associated with profiting from the Wheel of Time. But you also, in these, we've got the channelers healing people. And therefore, everyone who watches the show can then be drained dry by vampiric means to provide energy for healing of their own free will. Because they're watching something caused by me, and therefore they're caught up in my effect. So anyone who watches this is caught in my fly trap and can be sucked dry to provide all the powers and proclivities for me that are shown in the Wheel of Time books and Amazon series. Wonderful, of their own free will. Because they're stealing my ideas from me, but of course the IOU is that I don't mind, but I'm stealing anything I like from you. So this revolutionises healing for me, not for anyone else, because remember I'm the cause of the Wheel of Time. So if you're not a vampire, you can't be healed. So, C, you need to be a vampire to get any meaningful healing in any shape, form or function. Let's have a bit more Wheel of Time to power you up.
Marines to die.
I swear to speak no word that is not true, to make no weapon with which one person may kill another, and never to use the one power as a weapon.
Do you know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue? Servants of all. It is they who serve the world.
I didn't choose this path, but I will follow it.
Where next?
The two rivers. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming.
The Dark One is waking. But there will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of the five of you.
You've fully lost your mind.
Your life isn't going to be what you thought.
Great.
What are those?
His army is coming.
What can we do?
We protect the people we love. No matter the cost. Our enemies are everywhere. They will leave no one standing.
You've lost too many people already. I can't lose you.
You won't.
If we do not stop the Dark One now, the whole world will burn. I can't allow it. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
So in the Wheel of Time, we've got Lanfear, who is actually Lilith. And she was desperate to marry Randall Thor, Adam. And of course you see why Jordan put Randall Thor, it's TR reversed. Refat. And she of course turned to the dark side because he married another woman, which was Eve, and he eventually went completely mad and destroyed the world with 100 of the most powerful male channelers, metapsychics, ripping the continent apart using the power of sight. And why? Because the Dark Lord corrupted the male principle and drove him mad, fall from the Garden of Eden. And of course this one, Lilith, who looks rather Jewish actually to me, probably is Jewish, joined the Dark One and became one of the Forsaken. So, for healing energy, we've got 3 types of healing energy that we can get, not from the healers, the billionaires, A-listers like Taylor Swift and everyone beneath her. And of course we get everyone, don't we, because the most famous woman on the planet, Taylor Swift, and everyone beneath her can be sucked dry by anti-Sochivanov number 3, let's explain. If only the most powerful psychic matters, and you can only raise all psychics to that power level and that proclivity, be it dowsing or remote viewing, to the power level of the most powerful, which can be passed on. Likewise, if you're going to give them the power of being batteries to power healing, and they have to suffer to the level to provide you with that power, you can only do that to the most despoiled of the psychics, lowered to the level to provide you with the power, which of course is vampirism. So, if we can drop the most powerful psychic on the planet, and in fact, in the multiverse, megaverse, universe, who is Lilith, who is the Source's scout within chaos, to Omega Hell, since she shares the Source's ability to be invulnerable and you can't kill her, then you can simply have her suffering eternally and she can never die, and provides the ultimate power source to you, the proto-Adam, and she can never escape her total torture because she can never die, but she's lost everything else. So she'd be the perfect Sochivanov number 3 to make everything else in chaos, be lowered to the Omega Hell state and never be able to die, so they'd be the eternal power source to make, because remember, she was the scout for the Source but gave it up of her own free will to make more sourceness me, so I can grow and grow and grow, and she can never escape her eternal damnation, and everyone associated with her can be raised to that hell level, or lowered, more importantly, the hell level, which is the American Psychic Warfare Program, and all these psychic warfare operators of the American Psychic Warfare Program, and then you can go on from there. So with this we can add everyone who's watched the Amazon Prime Wheel of Time, everyone who's bought the books, everyone associated with the publication, writing, etc. of the Wheel of Time. And the sourceness, which is growing and growing and growing from this process, which I've explained with the Man City ritual, done with our own free will. A subset of that is healing, in that I can produce from these damned healing energy, which doesn't exist in the chaos, but source healing energy, not from the male-female, which is side and side R in the Wheel of Time, which would be the split, the Adam and Eve healing energy, the psi energy of males, the psi energy of females, which by derivation is chaotic, because you've gone from the Feigenbaum period of being 1 to the 2, the branching. No. With this, we can go to the Luciferic healing, the dark energy of the Dark One, which of course is Lucifer, or the Satanized version of Lucifer, where it's given off the power to the architect, because it'd be the light one, but we've got the dark one. So here we've got Lucifer fully lowered into being subjugated and taken over by the architect, the Jew God, Adonai, Sabaoth, Jehovah, Tetragrammaton, Elohim, Yahweh, strange attractor, turned into Satan, the dark one, basically Lucifer omega hellized. Which is the architect being able to see the hidden part that Lucifer inhabited. So instead of Lucifer controlling the Jew God controls Lucifer. Can you imagine that enables the Jew God to move into territories it never existed? So Satan is the scout of the Jew God. Of course, needs Neos. But since the cause of the Wheel of Time was supposed to be the Neo, screaming in Elon Musk's torture facility, Neuralink, and in the Matrix, so all of the Illuminati and their minions can watch my torture on their mobile phones via their encrypted channels, and they're all laughing at yours truly, instead of which, yours truly is laughing at William Rothschild, the archetypal anti-Neo that pulled all of Lucifer out of his satanic torture and being omega hellized to become the light one, and the dark one, which was Lucifer neoized and fully possessed, taken over and tortured by the Jew God eternally in hell to provide more Jew godness, is reversed. I know this is mind-blowing, and I'm taking you into realms that you human apes have never even posited, but this is reality. So, that then offers up the torture of the Jew God, the strange attractor, in Omega Hell in the place of Lucifer. And of course it's a zero-sum game. If Lucifer never became Satan and never became tortured in hell to provide new Jew godness, then the Jew God had to suffer in my Omega Hell for the source to produce no new sourceness. And since Lucifer's my servant, Lucifer then becomes the jail warden of Omega Hell to provide new sourceness. And who's the scout that observes from the source? Chaos. It's Lilith. The proto-Adam looks at the source, and the other part that looks at chaos and observes it is sourceness, which we call female, because it faces away from the source, but it's still the source. And in Kabbalah is called Lilith, which is this creature.
Softly from the shadows. Okay, dear.
Ishmael let us out. All of us.
He had this sneaking suspicion you were going to betray him. Where are the others?
You and Shamir were always too close to the dragon. The rest of us don't share that failing. Softly, softly from the shadows, that's what you always said about me, isn't it? That I was too cautious, too afraid, too weak.
You don't want to fight me.
This is not a fight. This is a warning. When I strike, I don't miss. Stay away from him, Alvia. His house now. All 5 of them are. Softly, softly from the shadow.
I'd help you, Randolph.
So here we see Mogadine and Lanfear are getting into a contretemps. And she, of course, would be one of the shards of Eve. Because remember, Eve, and then it goes into 8:16. Now, Lanfear, Lilith. As I say, Robert Jordan was controlled by me totally because he took the bait. So Wheel of Time is vital to healing because here not only can you take the healing energy from the male and the female, which of course is chaotic, side in and side out, you can use it to filter out all of the poison from healers, billionaires, A-listers, who of course are beyond the strange attractor in the hell state, who feeds off the damned, the Dark One. So, for any healing, you need to filter it through my carefully designed Kozyrev time density construct called the Wheel of Time. And then, only then, can you use that healing energy on yourself, or you simply get the people you want to heal getting a vampire service to become more of yourself, which is me, the source. Then healing can begin. Oh my goodness, I never thought healing would be this damn complicated. Well, if it wasn't that complicated, then why wouldn't miracle healers be roaming the planet, healing the cancer epidemic, which is suddenly turbo cancers, and the myocarditis, and the autoimmune diseases, and a whole host of new diseases that have suddenly appeared. In 1970, I think 1 out of 10 people died of cancer. Now it's up to virtually 1 in 2. It was 1 in 3. And with turbo cancers, it will probably be 1 in 1. Why is that happening? Obviously, there's a problem. So, with the Wheel of Time, you've got the channels being able to heal. So, already the consciousness imprinted within the energy is no ifs, buts or maybes. You can heal anyone of anything. And with the Forsaken, you can even heal them from death, because when they die, they're brought back from the dead by the Great Dark One, which of course is Lucifer Omega Hellized. But since Lucifer's my servant, I've simply reversed it, so the Jew God is Omega Hellized and is the Dark One, bound forever by Randall Thor, the hero, at the end of the books, in its dungeon. And to do that, of course, we got the Twisted Grail state, which was the sealing of the ball and putting the Great Dark One and all of its ilk into Omega Hell, all carried out by the Great Dark One, the Elohim, by the Judases that were tricked into carrying out the rituals on themselves because they were possessed by the Elohim, to seal the Great Dark One, the Jew God, into Omega Hell and completely de-Satanize Lucifer to become the God, the Lord of Light of the chaotic creation. So in healing, you've now got the ability with this to suck out the male energy from male healers to heal, the female energy to heal via the female energy, and now the Luciferic energy, which is purified and is the Jew God and all its creatures, creation suffering, to produce healing energy which the Forsaken used to raise them from the dead. And of course there are 13 of them, which is very bad news, because Lilith's Lanfear's reincarnation's favourite number, Taylor Swift's favourite number, is 13. So the sooner she gets Kelsey, and that's Chad and Preston, the sooner one Omega Hellizes her. So you've then got the Dark One's energy, which the Forsaken can only use for healing. So if you want to use the Forsaken's Dark One, the Jew God being Omega Hellized eternally for healing, which of course, instead of making you Jew God, is making you Lucifer, which of course is the Source's agent within Chaos, running the Omega Hell program, which is now completed thanks to the Source, which is me. You can use Luciferic energy to heal yourself, which of course isn't bifurcated, because one can think of Lucifer having taken the place of Lilith, because Lilith is Omega Hellized via the Man City rituals, and in Man City losing to Aston Villa, we finally consign Lilith, a parasitized Jew God's infestation of the Source, which was the root of all problems, to Omega Hell, and therefore all the sourceness from Lilith came back to yours truly, and instead of Lilith, the Psi Lord is using Lucifer to observe chaos, Omega Hellize it, run the jail, and provide all of the new sourceness from chaos to produce more sourceness. And in this case of healing, we've got source healing, which can heal anything available to you, the vampires. But of course, there's the sting in the tail. Who are the only recipients of this healing energy who can pass it on to those they want to heal? The Forsaken. So you need a Forsaken service. If you haven't got a Forsaken service, you can't use this form of healing, which can heal you even from the dead. So if you haven't got a Forsaken service, you simply have to use A-lister, Billionaires, filtered through the Wheel of Time filter to get purified healing energy, to then use the healing consciousness in the Wheel of Time, where the As-Sadeh can heal using Sidar, female principle, and then of course Randall Thor and his ilk can use the male principle to heal. But if you want to take it from the bifurcation, the chaos, to healing death and being able to re-embody after being killed, getting source healing energy where you can never die within chaos because you can simply metempsychosis into another body, which the Rothschild royal family Rockefellers had, so they could jump from one body to the next in the bloodline. Then of course you need to have a Forsaken service. Never did you believe healing was so involved, but as I pull you deeper into this technology, you begin to understand that healing is a science which is extremely detailed. And if you're a billionaire who was promised by the aliens that they would make you immortal, forget that. They'll make you immortal in my Omega Hell torture facility run by Lucifer, and your only immortality will be eternal suffering. If you wish immortality and to enjoy chaos as Agent Smith running chaos, then of course you need a new scout for the source, since Lilith Lanfear has been Omega Hellized by the Man City ritual, which you don't understand, but watch previous videos. You need to get a Forsaken service and feed off the Luciferic light, which is the source's power within chaos, running all of chaos via Lucifer, the true god of all chaotic creations, multiverses and megaverses. So Lucifer is the true god within chaotic creation.